before I even start the opening shot. This is a plate in the parking lot at the train station. I love my dog. Freya, show him favor on the hunt today and always. This Manitou and Pikes Peak Railway I thought was a cog line train, but anyway, here's a pretty cool engine. And I'll opening shot here in just a sec. Hey guys and gals, and hello my friends. This is your host Joe, Life with Yosef. I'm at the train depot for the Grand Canyon Railway, but here's the Fred Harvey restaurant here on the campus. This is a buffet. I haven't eaten here, but allegedly they have a buffet, and a lot of people that ride the train, maybe they stay at the hotel here, eat here, and then jump on the train. God, the sun, you know, it just doesn't matter where I am. I tried to get the hotel breakfast, and it was, I don't know what it is about people just standing around. You're standing in the way. Why don't you recognize you're standing in the way? Jesus. Anyway, I'm walking to the the actual train station, and I'll film that in a second. Here we go. Here is the east side of the Williams train station. You can walk through it, isn't a problem. And so we're going to go inside and see what we need to do to get our already paid for tickets. Well, I have my seat. I'm sitting the correct way, at least I think, for the way up, but you never really know, I guess. So here's what the rest of the train looks like. I'm in the little fancier section, and I'll talk about that here in a second. And there's your handsome channel host. We're swapping out one of the engines. One of them has an issue, and we're at the W-Y-E, and this is how the train's gonna turn around. It's a three-sided rail line, for lack of a better word. There used to be a big turntable here, but it's inefficient, and the Y is more efficient. And I'll see if I can't pip in a Google Earth of this. We'll have a look, but. So we're sitting here for just a sec, and then we'll be pressing on. Well, it looks like we finally got everything addressed. We're just starting to move, and the power came back on, so the HVAC came on. I'm sitting on the opposite side of the four-seater as the wonderful couple that was sitting here moved into an open front-facing seat so we could all have more room. So they beat me to the punch. So 10-10 on these wonderful people for making all of our journeys a little bit easier. So this is longer than 5 or 10 minutes, but hopefully we'll be out of here shortly and we'll be on our way. You just can't go anywhere without having the independent photography. I want to take your picture. Then they charge you an exorbitant amount. They're worse than the school picture people. Yeah, you just can't go anywhere without this nonsense. You know, I'm not sure of the time, but we're still on the train. It's a beautiful day. I like this. I'll give my full review at the end, but so far the seats are nice. Our passenger attendant's name is Sierra, and she is absolutely on top of things. 10-10. I got a couple of Diet Cokes. Took a little nap. Now, a guy walking by recognizes my Salt Lake City Salt Lake City Bees jersey. Again, Ebbett Field's flannels.
Call for the cafe car. Cafe car will be closing shortly. Last call.
My absolute addiction to EFF, who I still think is going out of business. I've seen some of their stuff now being made and sold by Royal brand clothing. So anyway, this is either a 1920s or 1930s Salt Lake City Bees. You see the B, you see the SL. I usually like the let y'all know what I'm wearing. So he recognized it. He made the comment. He asked if it was what he thought it was, and I said it was. And he said that he's got season tickets for the Aviators. It's like, well, damn, dude, good for you. I was hoping to get season tickets somewhere one day, and it just never worked out. Mainly because of my health. But anyway, I think there was something else. Hold on. The Santa Fe laid these tracks in 1901, but as rail service stopped, Fred Harvey had the hotel and stuff up at the rim. Over time, with the automobile and such, passenger and then freight train traffic stopped, I think in 1968, and by 1984, a family based in Scottsdale had purchased the entire rail line. It was fallow since 1968 in the early 80s. And they sunk a bucket full of money into it, and we have what we have here, the Grand Canyon Railway. I think it's 63 miles long. It's about a 2.5 hour ride. Like with any train travel, if you're looking to get somewhere on time, or time is of the essence, this is not your choice. Well, we're off the train, and they don't play around. The bus is waiting for us for the bus tour, but it's my understanding that we're going to go to our buffet lunch first, which is cool because I'm hungry, so we'll see what's next. Here's a bit of a scroll of the dining room for the buffet. I thought they'd be pretty slow, but I started to tweak about it, but I got in line and things moved reasonably fast. I'll review the food here in just a second. Well, it's served a buffet style, and I got about 20 minutes here to eat till I have to get back on the tour bus. But I've got rice, I've got cornbread, I got a little meatless pasta, I've got a couple of pieces of roasted pork, and some green beans. So, if you're looking for the selection that you would get at a high-end Las Vegas buffet, like maybe, I don't know, Caesars or somewhere like that, or the Bacchanal, this is not going to be comparable, but we'll see how the food tastes, because that's really where the rubber meets the road. Well, here's our bus that awaits us. Xanterra is the operators of almost all or a lot of the national park facilities. And it's also like that here at the Grand Canyon. I don't have cell service up here, so I'm unable to verify how much the lunch cost in relation to if I'd have taken the bus tour without lunch, and what the difference in the price is. So when I get back into the room in Williams later and I start to edit this, I'm going to put in right here how much the lunch cost. And I'm going to tell you if it was worth it or not, but I'm going to tell you verbally, I thought the food was actually pretty tasty. If you're looking for the Bacchanal, you're not going to get that. But it was hot. It tasted good. There wasn't a tremendous selection, but there was a pork and chicken and rice and some pasta and green beans, and the cornbread was good and okay. Hell, I'm happy. I didn't eat too much because I noticed there's no bathroom on the bus, and well, I'm at that age. You all who are laughing, it's gonna come for you too. And I had that hubris when I was in my 40s, and I got the snot beat out of me about this, metaphorically, of course. So I thought the food was okay, and so we're waiting for our 1:20 departure, and by God, we'll see what's next. Our first picture stop of the day on our bus tour is at Yaqui Point, Yaqui. It's named after a First Peoples tribe that are based south of Tucson, Arizona, and on down into Mexico. Pictures do not do any of this justice. Let me assure you of this. Years ago, the very first time that I walked up to the rim, the very first time, I was awestruck. And I am very rarely awestruck. And I was awestruck when I stood and looked at nature's bounty right in front of me. You really need to come down here, y'all. If you have the time and the money and the health, you gotta come here. Christ. This is just definitely worth every penny you're gonna spend. Yaqui Point. And we'll see what's next. Now, really fast here, we're going to see that there's no rail here. And our driver warned us, watch where you step. Don't get fixated on the canyon. I talked about target fixation the other day. You could walk right off the edge and there ain't no rail if you're not paying attention. You could trip on a rock, you could trip on the gravel, you could not watch your children, and they're going over the side. So this is exactly what they're talking about right here. Now, I'll probably walk over because I'm a dumbass, but you got to be paying attention right here. God love people with a sense of humor. The guy said, you bring somebody you don't like, and I made the comment that I could never get either one of my ex-wives to come back out here. So, people do have a sense of humor. God love them. So, Freya, show that couple favor on the hunt, and we'll see what's next. Our next stop of the day finds us at Yavapai Point. I'm not going to film like hours and hours of this because I think after a while you get numb to the grandeur of what we're seeing here. All I can tell you over and over here is if you have the time and the money and the health, you need to come here. Now our tour guide said that the pai, like Yavapai, Hualapai, means people. I think the Navajo call it Dine, D-I-N-E, as people or the people. We in the United States say it's we the people. So that's something you learned a little bit today of etymology. So we'll see what's next. Etymology. And now we'll see what's next. Jesus, dude. Well, we're off the bus. It's about 10 after 3 in the afternoon. I think the bus or the train leaves in about an hour. So I'm going to try to hike up the hill here towards the El Tovar, which you kind of see on up the hill, the dark gray building. This is the rail station built by the Santa Fe Railroad. You can't miss the cross of the Santa Fe. You see it in blue at the peak, and then you see it on the lower peak of the first floor. I'll probably walk up and film it close just to show you. Here's a little closer shot of the Santa Fe symbol. There's more than one of these signs. Here's the street side of the train station. The station was built in 1910, and it's on the National Register of Historic Places. I could never beat the sun. But this is the El Tovar. It's built, I believe, in 1901, but I'll verify this when I have internet. It was built by the Santa Fe Railroad. I believe that Fred Harvey took it over and managed it. I've eaten in this place. The plaintiff and I did many moons ago. I've never stayed here. I took a little peek inside. I ran about 10 seconds of film. The El Tovar was finished in 1905, as the plaque here says. Recently, within the past few months, I've looked into staying here, and it seems to me the cheapest room was over $300, and that was during the week, and it jumped up into the mid-fives on the weekend. Now, I didn't look for this excursion. I would like to stay here. I'll talk about the train and the train options here, but not right this second. But if you ever come up here, if you're not going to stay at the El Tovar, and it's not cheap, at least come in and see if you could eat in the dining room. So we'll see what's next. We're running out of time here, so there's one or two more places, and we'll be done. This scenic little spot is right next to the El Tovar, and this is maybe the easiest, accessible, beautiful spot you're going to be able to get. Now, if you look down here at that little peninsula type outcropping, I believe that's a part of the Bright Angel Trail. But we're not taking it today. We're not taking it ever. The last time I was here, I sat right here, and I felt the convection of the warm air out of the canyon. You could stand here and you could feel the difference in the air temperature from right here on the bench to standing literally 4 feet to the wall right here. Again, I got my sunglasses on, it's hard to see. So, and then I saw ravens kind of playing in the thermals. So Hugin and Mugen were reporting to the Allfather on the proper behavior of one of his children. So, oh man, it's a beautiful day. I'm glad I rode the train up here, and I'm going to talk about all of this. I think I'm going to try for one more spot. I'm going to check the time. I think there's one more spot to get my book stamped, and I think we're going to head back. This is the Bright Angel Lookout, and I'm at the Bright Angel gift shop and the restaurant. So this is a pretty similar shot to the last one, but I'm here also because I got the non-official stamp for my tour book, my NPS tour book. Now, if you've got the stamina, it's recommended that you walk down the Bright Angel Trail about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and there's a pretty sharp overlook down there. It seems to me I've done it before, but I'm in no condition to do it now, and probably never. But if you are, I highly recommend it. Seems to me in the locomotive I've got at least 3 different National Park Service stamp books. This last one that I have with me, I bought when I went to Crater Lake. Couldn't find my Visa card, had the meltdown, found everything. Dude, you're an idiot. So it only had one stamp. It had the Crater Lake stamp. And I've got one, I'm pretty sure with my brother when we went to Painted Desert, because I'm almost sure I bought one. And I think I've got one with the dish, at least one with the dish. And I wasn't sure quite how I was going to manage them. But and this occurred to me today, I'm going to snip all of the other ones out and put them in the book I have now, the newest book. I get some of that stick paper glue stuff. So I have all of my stamps are in one book. I think that's on my to-do list. I will joke and say, when the dish and I came to the North Rim in 2013 on the 5-week trip, I went ahead and bought another one there, which I may or may not still have, and I made a joke to the cows at the counter that this was the best $10 I was ever spending because it's with my new wife, and the one I had with the plaintiff somehow meant an inglorious hand. And they laughed and said, it's the best $10 you'll ever spend. And I answered, well, outside of paying for my marriage license, I gotta say that's a pretty accurate statement. So I miss my wife. She'd really be enjoying this. You know, my life went sideways, but hers really went sideways. I know a lot of us have gotten the shit end of the stick, and we know people who've really got the shit end of the stick. I gotta say, the dish, no doubt, got the shit end of the stick in her life. Freya, calling on you today to continue to show my wife favor in the afterlife and to favor Chico on the hunt. And I'll be up there when it's my turn. So we're going back down to the train station. I'm going to talk about the train and my experience and stuff and my recommendation, because bluntly I think I'm going to put my head down on the way back, and I want to wrap it up while I'm still semi-coherent. I'm tired. This is a long day. Worth every nickel though. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. I'm going to end part one right here. So this is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef, January 25 Extravaganza number 3A. I'll have 3B shortly. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and we'll see you for 3B.